Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of the most whispered about topics in modern military aviation, Israel's hidden air base and the full truth behind why it exists, how it operates, and why it remained in the shadows for so long. For decades, Israel has been known for its advanced air power, elite pilots, and cutting-edge technology. But what many people don't realize is that not all of this capability is visible on the map. Some facilities are designed not to be seen, not to be discussed, and not to be acknowledged, at least not officially. The idea of a hidden air base instantly sparks curiosity, because air bases are usually massive, loud, and impossible to hide. Runways are long, aircraft are noisy, and military traffic leaves traces, yet Israel managed to keep parts of this capability largely out of public focus. To understand why, we need to look at Israel's unique security environment. Israel is a small country surrounded by potential threats, with very limited strategic depth. That means its air force must be ready to respond within minutes, survive surprise attacks, and continue operating even if primary bases are damaged. This is where the concept of concealed or hardened air bases becomes critical. A hidden air base is not just about secrecy, it is about survivability. If an enemy knows exactly where every aircraft is parked, where every runway lies, and where command centers are located, those become prime targets in the first minutes of a conflict. Israel learned this lesson early in its history. Past wars showed that air superiority could decide outcomes quickly, but only if aircraft could get airborne and stay operational. So Israel invested heavily in redundancy, deception, and protection. Some air bases were designed to look like ordinary infrastructure from above. Others were partially built underground, using natural terrain to mask entrances and facilities. In some cases, what appears to be a quiet stretch of desert or an industrial zone may hide reinforced hangars beneath the surface. This doesn't mean the entire base is invisible, but its most critical components are shielded from easy detection. Runways themselves can be deceptive. Certain roads and highways were engineered to double as emergency runways. In a crisis, aircraft could land, refuel, rearm, and take off again, all without relying on a traditional, easily targeted airfield. This flexibility makes planning an attack against Israeli air power extremely difficult. The hidden air base concept also involves deep underground infrastructure. Fuel storage, command rooms, maintenance areas, and even pilot briefing spaces can be located below ground level. These areas are reinforced to withstand missile strikes and aerial bombardment. Even if the surface is damaged, operations can continue below. Another key element is camouflage and misdirection. Decoy structures, fake hangars, and misleading layouts can confuse satellite imagery and aerial reconnaissance. An attacker might think they are targeting a critical asset, only to discover it was never operational in the first place. At the same time, real assets remain concealed or protected. Secrecy around these bases is not just military tradition, it is strategic necessity. Publicly confirming locations, layouts, or capabilities would reduce their effectiveness. That's why information about them often comes from indirect sources, satellite analysis, declassified documents, or rare official hints. Over time, pieces of the puzzle have emerged. Analysts noticed unusual construction patterns, reinforced mountain areas, and restricted zones that didn't match civilian use. Slowly, the picture became clearer. Israel wasn't hiding one single base, but rather an entire system of protected air operations. This system ensures that even in a worst-case scenario, the Air Force would not be grounded. Fighter jets, transport aircraft, and special mission planes would still have places to operate from. This is especially important given Israel's emphasis on preemptive and rapid response strategies. Speed is everything. If aircraft can be dispersed, hidden, and protected, they can strike quickly and unpredictably. That unpredictability acts as a deterrent. Potential adversaries must assume that even a successful first strike would not eliminate Israel's air power. Another aspect often overlooked is training. Pilots and ground crews train regularly for operations from unconventional or concealed locations. They practice rapid deployment, minimal ground time, and operating with limited support. This turns secrecy into a practical advantage, not just a theoretical one. Technology plays a huge role as well. Advanced sensors, secure communications, and automation allow command and control to function even when bases are dispersed or partially underground. Pilots can receive mission updates securely without relying on exposed infrastructure. Maintenance teams can work in protected environments, reducing vulnerability. Some reports suggest that certain bases were expanded quietly over many years. Construction was staged, disguised, and blended into existing projects. From the outside, it looked like routine development. On the inside, it was a strategic upgrade of national defense. This long-term planning reflects Israel's approach to security. Nothing is built for today alone. Every facility is designed with future threats in mind, from precision guided missiles to cyber warfare. Hidden bases are not just about physical concealment, but also about digital and electronic protection. Critics sometimes question whether secrecy fuels unnecessary speculation. But from a military standpoint, uncertainty is a tool. If opponents are unsure how many aircraft can survive an attack, where they will launch from, or how quickly they can respond, they are forced to hesitate. That hesitation can prevent conflict altogether. It's also important to note that hidden does not mean completely unknown. Major intelligence agencies are well aware that such facilities exist. The real secret lies in the details, exact locations, capacities, layouts, and readiness levels. Those details are what remain closely guarded. Over time, some truths inevitably surface. Satellite imagery becomes clearer. Former officials speak cautiously. Journalists connect dots. That's why today we can talk about Israel's hidden air base system more openly than before, even if full transparency is still far away. What emerges is not a story of mystery for mystery's sake. It is a story of adaptation. A small nation, facing persistent threats, chose to invest in resilience rather than visibility. Instead of showcasing every asset, it focused on protecting them. This approach aligns with Israel's broader defense philosophy. Quality over quantity, preparation over display, survivability over symbolism. Hidden air bases fit perfectly into that mindset. They don't need to impress the public. They need to function when everything else is under pressure. In modern warfare, the first hours can decide everything. Air superiority can neutralize threats, protect civilians, and shape the battlefield. By ensuring its air force can survive and operate under almost any condition, Israel secures a crucial advantage. So when people say Israel's hidden air base has finally been exposed, the truth is more nuanced. What's been exposed is the concept, not the full reality. We now understand the strategy, the reasoning, and the general methods, but the most sensitive details remain exactly where they are meant to be, out of sight and out of reach. And that, in itself, may be the greatest proof of how effective this system really is. If you found this explanation insightful, stay tuned, because there's always more beneath the surface when it comes to modern military strategy and hidden power.